your para summary. Okay, so let's again see what are the important things. Let's highlight them. Okay, so in philosophy and logic, the classic liar paradox is the statement that he or she is lying. Okay, for instance, declaring that I am lying. Okay, so why this is a classic liar paradox, that I'm lying? Okay, so in case if the liar is gonna say that I'm lying, okay, so we don't know, okay, what is the truth? Okay, so he's saying he's lying, so maybe he's speaking truth because he's a liar. Okay, or the statement itself. So that is actually a kind of a paradox. Okay, now for instance, declaring that I'm lying. Okay, now over the years there have been several philosophers that have theorized about the meaning of the liar paradox. Okay, the liar paradox shows that contradictions can arise from common beliefs regarding truth and falsity, and that the notion of a truth is a vague one. Okay, so the liar paradox shows that contradictions can arise from common beliefs regarding the truth and falsity, and that the notion of a truth is a vague one. Okay, furthermore, the liar shows, okay, so let's say, let me go by the blue. Okay, furthermore, the liar paradox shows the weakness of the language. Okay, so liar paradox shows the weakness of language. While the liar paradox is grammatically sound and adheres to the rule of semantics, the sentence produced from the liar paradox have no truth value. Okay, so this grammar has nothing to do in it. Okay, so grammatically or semantically wise, this looks to be appropriately correct. Okay, but it has no truth value. Okay, so now let's see the options, okay, which highlight all the three important ideas. So overall, what the passage is talking about is, let's say, let me, okay, yeah. So the classic lie, first of all, it is explaining what is the classic lie paradox. Is that the statement that a liar is saying that he is lying. Okay, then the lie paradox shows that contradictions can arise from common beliefs about the truth and falsity, and the notion of a truth is a vague one. Okay, furthermore, the lie paradox shows the weakness of language. So it is a grammatically and semantically it's appropriately correct. Okay, but the sentence produced from the liar products, it has no truth value. That is the main problem. Okay, now let's see the liar statement that I'm lying. Okay, so it's clear. Okay, so declaring, okay, classic, that he or she is lying. For instance, declaring that I'm lying. Okay, so a liar statement that I'm lying is a liar paradox. Absolutely correct. Okay, covers the first idea and arises from the vagueness of the idea of truth. This is absolutely correct. The liar paradox shows that the contradictions can arise from common, and that the notion of a truth is a vague one. Okay, so it can arise from a vagueness of a truth. Absolutely correct. And because correct sentences in language need not have any truth value. Okay, so maybe correct sentences, okay, in language, because it is grammatically sound and it adheres to the rules of semantics, but it does not have a truth value. So this is absolutely the correct answer. Okay, but again, let's see what is the problem. Okay, the declaration I'm lying is a liar paradox arising from the vagueness of the idea of the truth. Okay, so it's not a vagueness of the idea of the truth itself, it is a kind of a notion of truth. Okay, and from the fact that grammatically and semantically correct sentence may have no truth value. Okay, now there are two problems with this particular option. Okay, first of all, the declaration I'm lying, okay, is a liar paradox. The declaration in general I'm lying is not a liar paradox. Okay, the declaration when it is actually coming from a liar, okay, it is actually the statement of a liar that makes it a lying paradox. Okay, so maybe a truthful person is saying that I'm lying. Okay, so that does not commit or mark it as a lie paradox. Okay, so the lie paradox is when this liar is saying that he is actually lying. Okay, so that is the reason that makes this option incorrect. Okay, secondly, the declaration I'm lying is a liar paradox arising from the vagueness of the idea of the truth itself. Okay, and from the fact that grammatically and semantically correct sentence. Okay, so first of all, it does arise from the vagueness of the truth. Okay, but it does not arise from the fact that grammatically and semantically correct sentence may have no truth value. Okay, so this shows the weakness of the language. Okay, so that is one of the reason, but the declaration I'm lying makes the sentence altogether incorrect. Okay, third, there is the same problem, the liar paradox, the declaration that I'm lying. Okay, so the declaration that I'm lying, okay, again, it is from a liar. Okay, not from a general. Okay, arises from common beliefs regarding truth and falsity, and vagueness of the term truth. It is not a vagueness of the term truth, okay? It is the notion of a truth that is a vague one, okay? And from the weakness of grammar and semantics, the third problem is from the weakness, okay? Now, it is not about the weakness of grammar and semantics, okay? Statements have no truth value despite being right in terms of grammar or semantics, okay? So they're not arising from the weakness of grammar and semantics, okay? They're arising from the vagueness of, from the notion of a truth that is vague, okay? From the vagueness of the idea of truth, okay? And because the correct sentences in language need not have a truth value, okay? So this weakness of grammar and semantics plus this declaration plus the vagueness of the term truth, okay, this all makes the sentence or the para summary incorrect, okay? The lie paradox arises because the notion of a truth is a vague one, correct, okay? And because grammatically correct sentences may not have may have no truth value, okay? Correct, okay? Need not have any truth value, may have no truth value. But again, as compared to the statement one, option one and the option four, okay? Option one is a correct answer, okay? Why? Because option four actually miss upon an important concept about what the liar paradox is, okay? It is giving me the subsidiary information, but it is actually missing upon what the liar paradox is. Then only I can talk about that the liar paradox arises because the nation of a truth, okay? So I could say that it is somewhat narrowed, okay? It is quite brief, okay? Which misses upon the important concept. So option one is actually the correct answer, okay? So I hope you understand this. So the